Next video is regarding installation of Android. So actually installation of Android requires all these steps. So first we need to install Java Development Kit and configure the settings of JDK. So first let me download Java Development Kit. So which is to be downloaded from Gradle website. The current version is JDK 13. So click on download. Now accept the license agreement. Now we need to select, as my operating system is Windows, so I'm going to select this JDK 13 Windows x64 bin.exe. Of course I have already downloaded it, so that's why I'm cancelling the downloading. Now I'm going to install JDK, which is available in downloads folder. Sorry, it has already been moved to some other location. Okay, just double click on JDK 13 Windows x64 bin. So it is going to be installed very soon. So click on next. Next. Now it is complete. Click on close. Now we need to configure in first step itself, we need to configure JDK installation. So go to the location where we have installed JDK. So C drive, program files, Java, JDK 13, bin. So select this path, copy, go to system settings, properties, so advanced system settings, environment variables. Now in system variables, select path variable, click on new. So whatever we copied, paste here. Okay. Now I'm going to check whether JDK is running properly or not. So go to command prompt. Now verify it. Okay. So we are able to write, compile and execute Java program successfully. So as Android is based on Java, we need to install Java JDK. Now as the second step, we need to install Android Studio. So which is an IDE where we can write, compile, build and execute Android applications. So first download Android Studio software from Android Studio. So go to the location. The current version is 3.5.1. So click on this. So you have to agree with the terms and conditions. Click on download Android Studio for Windows. So as I have already downloaded the same, so I'm going to cancel the download. So go to the location where we have successfully downloaded Android Studio software. So double click on this. You can observe the screen. Click on next, next, install. Click on next. So I'm going to start Android Studio. So click on finish. So my system doesn't have a previous version of Android Studio. That's why select this option, do not import settings. Click on OK. So very soon it is going to be started. Okay, click on next. So I'm going to set up the standard version of Android Studio. So of course by default it has been selected. So click on next. So you can observe two kinds of themes, dark color and light. Next. So click on next. Finish. The corresponding components have been getting downloaded. These are the supporting files for Android Studio. We shall wait until all the supporting components for Android Studio are getting installed. All the required components for Android Studio have been successfully installed. So click on finish. So everything is ready right now except a Gradle system. So we need to install Gradle system which will be synchronized with our Android project. Okay. So click on start a new Android Studio project. Now we need to select one of the activities. So I selected empty activity. So click on next. And you need to give the name of the project or application, both are same. Okay, so currently the name of the application is say sample app, and this is the package name which will be created by Android Studio itself by default. And as I'm going to implement the code of my Android project using Java programming language, so select the language Java as the language in which we are going to write the code. Now click on finish. Let's wait. So this is the first look of Android Studio IDE. Now the Gradle is going to be installed, and which is automatically synchronized with our project. So till then we should wait. After completion of installation of Gradle and synchronization with our current project, so it appears like this. So these are the default activity file and layout file. So layout file can be viewed in two ways, two manners. One is text, which comprises of code, another is design. Okay, mostly we prefer as beginners to write code. Okay, this is XML code. And this is the activity code, the corresponding activity code, which is written in Java programming language. Now see this in the we can observe the major folder app in which manifests Java res folder. So in Java folder we can observe the package in which we write activity files. In res in the sense resources, in resources folder the XML file is available in layout folder. So layout folder's parent folder is res, whose parent is app. So this is Gradle installation. Of course we need not install Gradle manually. It is automatically installed when you open Android Studio for the first time. Automatically installed and synchronized with your project. Next is, as a fourth step, we need to choose and install SDK manager. So how can we do this? So for this purpose, go to tools, click on SDK manager. SDK in the sense software development kit. As the latest edition Android 10.0 has already been installed. Of course you can install whatever the required SDK platforms. So these are called SDK platforms, or SDK, a platform in the sense operating system. So these are different Android operating systems. So whatever you require, or whatever the operating system that is available in your mobile phones, you can install the corresponding things. So I'd like to install Android 9.0 as my phone comprises of this version of Android operating system. So just select it, click on apply. Okay. So click on accept, next. The corresponding SDK platform, that is Android 9.0, is being installed. So this is the SDK platform installation on which we are going to run our current application, which is being implemented. So like this you can install SDK platform. So as I told you, SDK platform is the Android operating system that is available either in your physical mobile device or the emulator, which is going to be installed very soon, on which you are going to run your presently implementing Android project. So once it is finished, click on finish button. Now you can run your current application in Android 10.0 or Android 9.0. Of course, you can not only install Android SDK platforms but also uninstall by unchecking it. So uncheck it, click on apply. Okay. So to uninstall the same. Okay. Now, of course, I don't want to uninstall Android 10.0. So click on OK. Now SDK platform has already been chosen. So you can now run your application in both Android 10.0 systems, operating system, and Android 9.0 operating system. So what is the next step in installation of Android? So the last one is installing emulator. Emulator in the sense Android virtual device. In short, you can say AVD. Suppose if you want to run your currently implementing Android application in your system itself, you can install Android virtual device or emulator. Or if you want to run the same application in your mobile device, physical mobile device, so you can choose the corresponding, you can configure the corresponding settings in your mobile device and connect the same through USB cable, and you can run the same application in your physical mobile device. So of course I'm going to run my application in an emulator. So I'm going to explain how to install emulator in your Android Studio. So for this purpose, go to tools menu, go to AVD manager. So create virtual device. Since I'm going to run my application in phone, you can select a phone, which is by default selected. Now you can choose any of these models. So these are just virtual models. So you can select anything. Okay. So by default, Pixel 2 has been selected. So click on next. Okay. So the emulator needs some operating system. That's why select one of these available. So click on download. So the corresponding operating system, that is Android Pie, is going to be installed in our emulator. Still it is being installed. So I should wait until it is complete. Okay, finally it is done. So click on finish. Okay. Click on next. Of course, I'm going to name the AVD, Android Virtual Device. That's our choice. It's my device. I'm going to type my device. My device. So its model is Pixel 2. That is a virtual model. And I have installed Android Pie, that is 9.0 operating system. So which is by default having portrait orientation. So now click on finish. Now this emulator is ready, whose name is my device. Okay, so everything is ready. That means we have successfully installed and configured Java development kit. Next, Android Studio. Android Studio is just integrated development environment where we can write the code. We can compile, build, execute Android applications. So Android Studio is the basic IDE, which in turn installs all supporting files like Android SDK, software development kit. Next, when you open the Android Studio IDE for the first time, it will automatically downloads and installs Gradle system, which is automatically synchronized with our Android project. So when you open a new project, when you create a new Android project, so Gradle is automatically synchronized. So no need to be done this manually. Next step is choosing SDK manager. SDK platform through SDK manager option that is available in tools menu. So SDK platform is the operating system, that is Android operating system, on which we are going to run our application. Next is the last one is running our application either in emulator or physical mobile device. So if your RAM is very low, that means less than 8 GB, better run your application in physical mobile device by connecting the mobile device with your system through USB cable. If your system has more than 8 GB, that means greater than or equal to 8 GB, you can install and run the application in emulator. So I have already shown you how to download and install emulator. That means how to configure emulator. Now we'll see this present application, that is sample app. Sample app has only one activity. Activity means that is a screen in which we place controls. So that appears on the screen, mobile screen. So this contains only one activity. So now I'm going to run the application. So go to run. run app. Once we click on run option, run app option, Gradle is building our application. So it takes some time. So Gradle build running. You can observe Emulator has opened. Now we need to wait until the application runs successfully in this emulator. So let's wait. So the application is running currently and it is going to display hello world. Because in layout file, so using text view control, we are going to display the message hello world. The same you can observe in the application. So this is one and only activity that has been developed in your sample application. So this is the way you can install everything in Android. Thank you.